Hi, you are welcome to lesson 10 of our training on procurement management for works. The title of this lesson is Conditions of Contract for Small Works. Here is the learning objective for this lesson. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand how to fill the PCC for the MDB contract for small works. The particular conditions of contract of the MDB contract for small works consist only of one table incorporating data and provisions that supplement or override the corresponding GCC classes of the same number. The key PCC classes are as follows. Number 1 is the source of funding or the name of the funding institution. Number 2 is the PCC clause specifying the legal name and address of the employer as well as the name of each authorized representative. Number 3, the intended completion date for the whole of the works is stipulated in the PCC as well as the date for sectional completion if relevant. A PCC clause to name the project manager selected by the employer. The PCC lists any additional document that forms part of the contract. The site location is specified in the PCC, and one of the drawings will show the exact site coordinate. The start date for commencement of the works is stipulated in the PCC. The start date for commencement of the works is stipulated in the PCC. The applicable law to the contract and the language of the contract are specified in the PCC. Insurance. The minimum insurance amount and deductibles are inserted here for each type of insurance policy. Site data and the site possession date or dates are specified in the PCC, that is, the date when the contractor will be given access to the site or to the various parts of the site, particularly in case of sectional completion. The appointing authority for the adjudicator, in case the parties disagree on the selection of the candidate, is named in the PCC. The fees of the adjudicator are specified in the PCC. The arbitration procedure is stipulated in the PCC in case the contract is with a local contractor or a foreign contractor. The place of arbitration is also named in the PCC. The time and periods for submission of the program and its updates by the contractor are specified in the PCC. Also, the requirement for progress reports by the contractor is also specified. The duration of the defect liability period is specified in the PCC. The PCC specifies if the contract is subject to price adjustment or not. The coefficients to be used in the price adjustment formula are specified here, as well as the basket or formula-based indices. Index I for local currency and the index I for the specified international currency. If an index is expressed in a currency other than the payment currency, the correction factor is specified in the PCC. The percentages of retention money to be retained by the employer from each progress report or progress payment to the contractor is specified. The liquidated damages, including liquidated damages per section of the works. The ceiling for liquidated damages is also specified as not exceeding 5 to 10% of the accepted contract price. The amount of the advance payment is also specified in the PCC. The PCC stipulates whether and environmental and social performance security is required. Environmental and social performance security is typically between 1 to 3% of the accepted contract price. The PCC specifies the requirement for a standard performance security to guarantee against contractor's default and its respective amount. Both performance securities, the standard one for performance and the one for ES, should not exceed 10% of the accepted contract price. The particular conditions of contract stipulate the percentage to be applied by the employer to the value of the work not completed by the contractor, representing the employer's additional cost for completing the works. Thank you for watching. This brings us to the end of this lesson. We are asking you to join us in our next lesson, which is lesson 11. And the title of that lesson is Particular Conditions of Contract of the MDB Contract for Large Works, based on FIDIC's second edition of 2017.